Hey, it's Jennifer with Pigskins and Pigtails, and today I'm going to show you my method for screen printing with a vinyl cutter. This is a process that I use when I'm screen printing at home. It's a very simple and fast process. Great if you are limited on space or you're just getting started and you don't have a big setup. The first step in screen printing with vinyl is to take our artwork from our computer and cut it on our vinyl cutter. So I'm going to start in Leonardo Design Studio, and I'm going to import my design. It's pretty straightforward. This is a pretty easy program. I just imported my design, my SVG file. So if you have your design already created, it's pretty simple and straightforward. You could also design your own file once you're in the Caesar program, but if you already have your design created, it's really straightforward. The only thing I did was added the weeding box around it, and I centered my design inside of that box, and that's just a little hack to make it easier to line up the vinyl on the screen when you get to that step in the process. Once I have it all ready, I'm going to select both the weeding box and the design, and I'm going to make sure I have this box here checked, which is the mirror the design box, and that's going to flip the design. I like to put the vinyl on the back of the screen, so it is important that you mirror it. You could put it on the front of the screen, but if you're doing a lot of prints, over time your squeegee might knock off some of the pieces of the vinyl. So if you are gonna print a lot of prints, you do wanna make sure you mirror it so you can put it on the back of the screen. If you're just making one print, you could probably get away with it on the front of your screen. Okay, now that my design is all ready to cut, I'm going to send it to the cutter. And the great part about using the Caesar machine is that it's gonna cut really fast. With the Caesar, you can load sheets of vinyl, you can load a roll. It's very versatile, but if you're working on a lot of projects, one thing that I love about this cutting machine is that you can batch a lot of projects together. You can set up multiple designs at one time and really utilize the roll feature and cut a lot of projects all together, and it will just feed off the roll. So it can be a very efficient process for printing lots of projects at one time. And I'm just gonna feed it out of the machine now and then cut this. I'm going to cut off the excess. We can save this for another project. So you're gonna take your weeding tool and we're gonna weed away the parts of the vinyl where we want the ink to go through the screen. And we're doing a pretty simple design here, but I have done pretty detailed designs. As long as your vinyl cutter will cut the design and you can successfully weed it, you can screen print with it. So you can do pretty detailed designs even with vinyl. Okay, now that we have our vinyl weeded, we are going to transfer this to our screen printing frame by using a piece of transfer tape. Place the transfer tape on top of your weeded vinyl. Smooth that on. You want to avoid any bubbles, so do that by placing your transfer tape as evenly as you can on, and then using a scraper tool to really push out any bubbles. And we're gonna flip over and pull the backing paper off. You can put this directly on your screen printing frame, or if you're gonna use a screen printing press like I am for this project, I'm gonna show you how to get it set up on the press. A little shortcut we can do now is folding the vinyl and pinching the center of the vinyl. This gives us a little crease in the center point of our vinyl. I'm gonna use that to line up with the center line that I've drawn down my palette. So I'm gonna line up the crease that I made in the vinyl with the center line of my palette. And then I like the design to be about 3 finger widths down. And with the vinyl sticky side up, lined up in the spot that I want it on the palette, I'm going to add my frame into the press and lower it down. And I'm just gonna lower it down and stick it to the vinyl. And then you can pull it off and press that vinyl onto the screen. You want to work out any bubbles and make sure that that vinyl has stuck to the screen really well. And now we're going to peel our transfer tape off. And this is going to leave our vinyl stuck to the screen printing frame. If any of the vinyl starts to come off like that, just press it back down. I'm just peeling slowly and making sure that the vinyl stays stuck on the screen. All right, and you'll notice that we have some open areas of the screen. We want to cover these so that ink doesn't go through these spots. Now we can put it back in the press, and I can still see those crease marks that I created in the vinyl. And I'm gonna line those up again with that center line on the press, and then tighten down the knobs, and we are ready to screen print. And lower the screen down, and spread your ink across. And now we're going to squeegee that over the design. And there we go. We've screen printed a shirt using vinyl. Okay. So now that we've printed our first shirt, you can set that aside and you can immediately print your next shirt. So I have used vinyl on my screen to print over 200 prints at one time with the vinyl still stuck on the screen. So the vinyl will last for a long time on the screen as long as you keep a good even coat of ink on the screen and don't oversaturate it with ink. It will last for a long time. And just like that, we have screen printed our shirts. So if you are looking for a method to start screen printing in your house, maybe you're limited on space, or you're looking for a method to screen print in a live venue, or you want to be able to just quickly set up to do a test print in your shop, using vinyl is a great method for this because, as you can see in this video, it was a really quick setup process. So compared to the process of Daryl teaching me how to use Emulsion, the setup of putting vinyl on a screen and just sticking it to the back, I was able to screen print these shirts in a matter of a few minutes, as opposed to having to wait for your screen to dry and the various steps that Emulsion requires. So this is a great process for beginners and pros who are looking for a shortcut and being able to create professional level t-shirts right from home. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the links below for other videos on learning how to screen print using a vinyl cutter.